Up, this is One Big Bug, and I'm coming at you with Euro Truck Simulator 2, and I am sorry. I know I didn't upload Friday. I also didn't upload yesterday. I have been just involved in Second Life right now. Is kind of what it's been. A lot of friends that I've been making and talking to and enjoying being with and talking with. And just in general, being in the game and building new avatars. Um, and things like that. I have a lot of fun, and on Friday, I promised somebody I would be online for their first DJ run. Um, it was a friend of mine that I made in the game, and it was his first time getting a DJ job online in Second Life. And I decided, okay, dude, I'll be there. I'll support you. So I got online to support him, listen to his music, and chat with him while he was DJing. And then yesterday, I just decided I wanted to go online. But back to the grindstone today for sure. And man, back to the grindstone in many ways. And let's get on with that. So, updated uh, Euro truck finally. Okay. Um, yeah, we're also running our 54-ish ton tank, I think. Yeah. So, um, back to the grindstone in many ways. The lawnmower was borrowed last week, as I talked about, and the lawn was mowed. Well, the lawn actually got mowed a second time, so I really haven't had to do anything for about almost a week. And to be fair, I had convinced myself that I was going to go for walks, you know, maybe try some Tai Chi finally, which I have all kinds of beginner Tai Chi workouts bookmarked to try and start on, and I didn't. Although I've been fairly sticking to my diet, I have blown it out of proportion some. I still feel like I've lost more weight than I've gained, so I still feel like I'm in a good spot there. I should be well below 460 pounds uh, when I eventually go to the doctor's, which I was supposed to go Saturday. And I was so looking forward to going to finally know what my weight was, to see where my progression was, to get my arm checked, and my stupid ass mixed up my appointments. I was supposed to see the nutritionist on Friday at 11:30. I rescheduled that appointment because I didn't want to go down on Friday and on Saturday. I just didn't have the money for it, gas-wise. So I'm figuring, okay, I'll just go down, see my main doctor on Saturday. But I forgot that the appointment was at 9:30 on Saturday. I thought it was 11:30 and that my nutritionist was at 9:30. So I ended up sleeping past my appointment, and I was really freaking upset about that. Because I was really looking forward to going and finally, being able to weigh myself and know where I'm at. So I'm really disappointed about that. Very disappointed, if I'm to be honest. Yeah, so there is that. I haven't been exercising like I usually do, although I've been eating, pretty well. So I've blown it out of proportion a few times, but nothing too bad. Nothing like really, really horrible. Except for when my mother-in-law made fried rice. Her fried rice is amazing. It really is. She always thinks it's not. She always thinks that the flavor is not right or something like that, but it always is. It's always amazing. And it's a particular weakness I have. If I was to pick one dish from my wife's grandmother that she made, that was a weakness of mine, it was her potato salad. Ooh. My grandmother-in-law made some good potato salad, man. and I actually loved it so much that she would actually make a separate container for me. You could argue if she made the container for me because I liked it so much, or because if she didn't, nobody else would get very much because I'd eat the whole damn thing. But she did. Several times she made a little separate container for me. When it comes to my mother-in-law, man, my mother-in-law makes a lot of great meals, but if I had to pick one, it's fried rice. Hands down. It's always good. My favorite meal overall to have since I've moved to Hawaii? Toss-up, really. Here in Hawaii, we have what's known as a loco moco. And if you're looking to stay healthy, loco moco is about as far outside of that as you can get. It's basically one or two, depending, hamburger patties. Hey, dude, why are you slowing down that much? Yeesh. But it's basically one or two hamburger patties, and you know, depending on where you go, depend on how thick and big the hamburger patties are. Sitting on top of a bed, and I mean a bed. Oops, overdid that. It's all right. Sitting on top of a bed of white rice. Yeah, white rice. And then you also have two eggs on top of the hamburger patties, usually 2 eggs. And they're usually over easy. You could, I would say sunny side up. Not really. Usually over easy is, I believe, the best way to do it, so that the yolk holds together when you put the eggs on top of the hamburger. And then you smother the eggs and the hamburger and the rice in brown gravy. Yeah, smother. And there are different versions of the loco moco, and to me, the best loco moco is at a place known as Da Kitchen down in Wailuku here. If you ever get a chance to come to Maui, Hawaii, come to, I'm sorry, not Wailuku, Kahului. Come to Kahului and go to Da Kitchen. D-A Kitchen, Da Kitchen. Not only is their food fantastic, you're going to look at the menus and think, oh, fuck, man, this is expensive. In a sense, yes, but the portions you get are fucking huge. I'm talking huge. You and your whoever you with got to order a plate, and you're going to realize you could have shared and had leftovers still. I mean, they're big. Well, my favorite place to eat here on the island, like I said, is the kitchen, and you gotta go if you get a chance to go there, man. But anyways, God, how many? Sorry, kind of. Say, how many fucking toll booths are on this road? This is just ridiculous. But the best loco moco comes from the kitchen, because not only do you get huge portions, but the loco moco they have is what's it called? It's called a biggie something. But it's fried rice instead of white rice. Same thing, except the white rice has been fried. You know, so much healthier. And you know, giant hamburger patty, 2 eggs, but you also get Portuguese sausage in it. You get, I think Spam is one of the things. Yes, Spam on it, and another. It's just packed full of stuff, man, and it's huge. And you get it smothered with onions, and oh my God, I'm making myself hungry. I am, man. Man, that moco's good. Definitely far from healthy. Whew. Alright. Alright. Matthew McConaughey. Well, you know, that is a Matthew McConaughey thing. Except I think his is more alright, alright, alright. But you could also go alright, you know, kind of like that. But that's something that's been in Hawaii forever. It didn't inspire Matthew McConaughey. It's just something that's been here forever. Matthew McConaughey actually even went online, even not online, on a TV show at some point and explained where he ended up getting the saying. But here in Hawaii, it's very common to use the term alright, and in that fashion, not just going alright or alright, no, alright. You know, and it's kind of a thing that's, hello Bush. It's kind of a thing that's what's between, you know, what they call Kanakas here in Hawaii. Kanakas are Hawaiian versions of rednecks, basically. Tough locals. Particularly, you know, tough local guys. It's pretty funny. It used to get annoying when I would bus driving. These two guys always back and forth. Alright, alright. You know, somebody would come on the radio and give us a very good, heartfelt, warming welcome. Stay safe, everybody. And she ended up getting in trouble for using the radio too much. Now, these two boneheads could sit there and alright back and forth for a minute, driving everyone up a fucking wall. I used to turn my radio off until they were done. I got ahead of myself. I don't know if I mentioned, I have finally updated. I rolled the dice and I finally updated Eurotruck here to its latest version, so I'm on 1.21. And I do have the new Pro Mods 1.98 and Poland Rebuilding 1.98. So everything's updated. We're on the most current version now. We're not rolled back to 1.20. So that's helpful. And it didn't reset us, you know. I didn't think it would, because even though the name of the mod has changed, the reality is that the mods are still the same, just updated to include whatever little changes that they made. So there's no real changes to the game. So the game doesn't need to go, I've detected changes to your game, I'm resetting you back and canceling your cargo. It's, yeah, I've done it before, and I figured it would happen this time, and it did. And getting back to something else I was talking about before I got sidetracked is I'm going to go outside most likely today. I'm almost 100% positive that I'm going to go, and I'm going to do some weed eating because, as I said, I haven't had to in about a week. And I just haven't been exercising and staying consistent with that. And so I'm hoping that I haven't lost too much of my step in exercising, but there's something that's really bugging me, and it's going to continue to bug me until, you know, things are solved. And I don't know if it's actually going to happen, but I'm hoping it does, and I will throw everything I have behind making it happen, provided that my mother-in-law and my sister-in-law also decide in the end that, you know, we're going to make this happen, because we're all in agreement that we want to right now, but that could change, and if it changes, you know. It's not something I'm here to be concerned about. I'm just, you know, if it happens, I'll throw everything I have behind it in terms of helping. If not, well, you know, then not. Right. And what I'm talking about here, before I get too far in, is our neighbor. I'm gonna say our neighbor next door. No, our neighbor downtown. Our neighbor. Oh. I didn't see how close I was on the side. Wow, really? I think I just screwed myself. Yeah, I knew that was gonna happen. screwed myself over there. It's fine. My own mistake, so I'm not going to worry and get upset about it. When I would go out to weed eat, okay, I'd take my two little dogs with me and let them run in the yard. It's a little bit of a stressful thing because they're not perfect yet in terms of staying in the yard and listening to me, but they do really well, and they have these days where they're just really good. My dog Hoa usually just will, you know, pal around the yard for a while, and then he'll find a shady spot where he can see me and watch me, and then he'll just chill out in that shady spot and enjoy being outside, where Bella is constantly exploring and running around the yard. Exploring and running around the yard. And she's usually pretty good, but she'll go to the edge of the yard over at the neighbor's house and she'll bark at his dogs. She usually just stands there and looks, and then they see her and start barking, and then they come and bark, and you know, she comes and barks in return. Usually not a big deal, right? Yeah, I've missed this, doing this twice. I'm not missing it again. Usually, as I was saying, not a big deal, right? Except that apparently it is, along with a couple other things, and I'm going to get into those. Let's talk about this. Now, this bugs me twofold, what happened. Number one, the neighbor has come over and complained, and I'll get to that one in a minute, about, oh, my dog's getting into his yard and causing problems, and, you know, harming his plants. And I kind of sat there and thought about everything that happened, and I realized why he was actually complaining. I'm almost positive that I know exactly why he's complaining and what he's complaining about, and it's not what he said. Because even my mother-in-law said at one point, although I don't think she thought, I don't know if she thought along the same lines I was, he's looking for excuses, he's looking for reasons. So basically what happens, like I said, Bella likes to bark at their dogs, and they bark back, and they do it for a little bit, and I usually try and get Bella to stop. She doesn't, and I'll eventually shut down the weed eater after a minute of her so not listening, and I'll go and I'll hush her to come back. And then usually once I do it the first time, once I get her away from the edge of the yard the first time, she won't go back for the rest of the time she's outside. She'll go back the next time I take her out, but she won't go back after I move her away, usually. I think one time she did, but need to be careful here. I know I'm tapping the trailer against that edge already. This is not the easiest thing in the world to maneuver like this. Okay, we're good. That's alright. Wow, that's pretty right there, man. That is pretty fucking sweet. But, as to them getting into his yard, I think Bella has gone a little bit further. I've seen her do it 3 times, where she actually goes down the hill a little bit to bark at them. And, that has gotten me upset at her. You know, I can give him a little bit there, but only a very little bit, because she's only gone down a few steps onto the hill to bark. She actually hasn't gone beyond that point. And sorry, my brain derailed there a second. And she really hasn't caused any harm other than being a little annoying. Still, like I said, fine, I'll give you a little bit there. harming his plants. Yeah. You want to know how my dog is harming his plants? He has these row of tiny plants planted alongside the property line, and you could actually debate where the actual property line is right now and where those plants are planted. But that's not for me to do. That's just what I see. Oh yay. This might prove to be fun. But how my dogs are harming his plants are simply... I'm going way too fast. I don't think I'm going to clear that pole. Not. I can't back up too much because there is cars. Dude, you need to stop. Fuck, they're just not stopping. And they're supposed to. I really need to go straight here. You didn't need those signs, did you? So, how my dogs are hurting his plants is Koa will come along the property line. He doesn't go down the hill. He walks strictly along the property line, and he'll choose one plant, maybe two, and pee on them. And that's how he's harming the plants. He pees on them. I'm sorry. I didn't know watering your plants for you was harmful. It's ridiculous. It's ultimately outright 100% stupid, and that is definitely reaching for reason, because anyone who's breathing knows that peeing on a plant does not hurt it, whether you're a dog or a human or anything else for that matter. You know, unless you're peeing weed killer or acid or fire or something harmful, not a big deal. But, you know, fuck it. Whatever. You know, whatever, dude. Alright, I'm gonna shut my orbitals down because we're just about there. Oh, great. Oh, great. Because this is just what I needed. Can we just do this? Just not gonna clear that bowl. I'm just glad those signs aren't like hard barriers, because that would ultimately suck. And, well, I'm not 100% sure the third way that my dogs are actually supposed to be harming his yard, if I'm to be truthful with you. I think I want the floating for this so I can see a little bit better. Make sure we turn this as wide as we can. Go. I really need to dust off my computer, but I need to get a dust can to do that. wasn't able to buy one, so next time I go downtown, I gotta get one. Isn't that a tiny trailer? This is not going to line up properly on the first go. I just almost 100% positive. I'm actually turning too far inward. I didn't turn in time. Props to the guys who can do this. That can do this in the third person, or they actually like look back. They actually look like out the back window and back up. Props to the guys who can do that, because I can't. I have to do it by mirrors. Like I'm actually in the truck. This is the only way I can do this. I don't know, it may give it to me just because of the trailer. Yeah, pretty proud of that. Satisfactory, meaning some fair damage to the trailer. Yeah. Pretty bad. Pretty bad. And I have a feeling a lot of that came from those corners and when they bumped the car, when they backed into the car and stuff. Not a lot I can do to that. And I don't know how damaging something by almost 20% can still be considered satisfactory. Let alone I don't exactly know how you damage a tank while towing it. Alright, it's not like some guy came along with some howitzer artillery and tried to nail me while I was, moving along. Right, let's see. Gas station, gas station. No, there is no garage here. I don't see one. Just resting place, a thing I could buy if I had the money. And another resting place there. And that's it. No garage. Not even remotely close, so we're gonna have to just go on what we got. Actually, I don't know why I did that. I mean, technically I should be able to just... Maybe? It'll let me? It says parking. It has the P's, but I don't know how to get that to actually respond. Besides, I can go fill up at the gas station. So anyways, yeah, that's what my neighbor's complaining about, but it kind of hit me that I know exactly what his problem is. At least I'm almost sure. I mean, I can't give 100%, but I'm pretty sure I know what his problem is. And his problem is that when my Bella, my little 6-7 pound Chihuahua, comes up to the edge of the property and barks at his dogs, they bark back. And it's annoying to them, or annoying to him. Because the rest of his family, as far as I can tell, don't have a problem with it. They actually smile and they laugh. I haven't had any of them, say anything or do anything crosswise. It's just the father. And I believe it annoys him that the dogs bark and that they don't, they won't quiet down. So he's come over and grumbled and grumbled and grumbled. Now, what really annoys me on top of that, and this is kind of the big annoyance, not just that this guy seems to be reaching for an excuse to want to keep my dogs away from the edge of the yard. He didn't come to me with the problem. No. No, 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 no. I'm the one he has the problem with. They're my dogs. I'm out there walking with them, being with them, dealing with them. It's obvious. It's beyond obvious these are my dogs, right? It's supposed to be a place. I don't know why I'm going this way. The place to rest is supposed to be over here. Not that I know where over here, but over here. Yes. Ah, here we go. Okay. Yeah, so as I was saying, I don't know what upgrades you think I have available. I don't. I'm pretty sure I unlocked everything for this mod truck already, but he didn't come to me with the problem. No, he went to my brother-in-law, my sister-in-law's husband, um, and complained to him. And then he went and told my mother-in-law, which stressed her out, which she doesn't need. And then she had to come and tell me. And I feel really bad about that. You know, this guy didn't have the stones to come and talk to me directly. He didn't have the respect to come and talk to me directly. He had to circumvent all that bullshit and go tell someone else so it would get to me third person. I mean, that's some really passive aggressive crap. It really is. I'm gonna talk just a little bit more. I did not know that. Yeah, whatever. Just the clipping of the light through the back fender, but you know what? I really don't care. Um, never mind that this guy's dogs come into our yard along the edge and leave huge piles of crap because he has pit bulls. And when we weed eat along that area, it's basically like being in a minefield. If you're not paying attention, there you go. Um, Never mind that his dog has actually come into our yard and chased my little dogs. Now, I don't think they'd actually hurt him. I've mentioned this before. I'm pretty sure, I'm almost 100% positive that his dogs are actually friendly. His pit bulls. Pit bulls, by natural demeanor, are not aggressive dogs. They're taught to be aggressive by their owners. Um, so I think they've been more to the playful side, but dogs that big chasing my dogs that small, well, my dogs get scared. And the fact that they've run into our yard, not the other way around. It's all just bullshit. It's a guy being a jackass is what it is. I hate to say it that way because in the end, he's actually a decent person most of the time, as far as I can tell. But to do something like that is just really lowbrow, in my opinion. So the consensus right now, if we can make it happen, is to put up some kind of a fence, even if it's just a chicken wire fence, temporarily until we can put in either a picket fence or something of that nature along there, something a little more permanent, so that there's no complaints about it anymore, and I can let my dogs run around again. Because when I go out weed eating now, like I said, I used to let them run in the yard and get some exercise and enjoy, and now I can't do that because I can't trust, at the very least, Bella to not go to the edge of the yard and start barking. Maybe I can train her not to do that, but I have a feeling that even if I can manage it, it's going to be a while before I can. So basically, I got to take them out for a walk just before I go weed eating, and then bring them in the house and leave them here while I go outside. And that doesn't sit well with me, but you know, whereas in the end, I don't care what that guy thinks personally, and I would deal with him. I have to because I respect and I really care about my mother-in-law. And I don't want her to have to deal with this guy's shit. I don't want her getting caught in the middle. That's not what I'm about. And I'm not going to put her through that just because I have a personal thing that this guy's being a jerk. It's a small thing, in all due honesty, for me to not let them run around while I'm weed eating. It does bother me, and like I said, it's because of the way the guy's acting, but I'm not going to put my mother-in-law through that. I respect her too much. I care about her too much. I'm just not going to pull that kind of shit. Anyways, uh, I think that's going to be me done for this episode finally. No other updates that I can think of right now. Nothing's particular going on. So I don't know. Maybe I think I may talk about Second Life and what's going on with me. I'm sorry if that becomes a boring subject for some of you. But it's just what I do, and that's what I talk about. I talk about what I do. I don't go out and work every day. I'm disability, sitting home. I weed eat in the yard when I'm working. Otherwise, I'm in my room. I do laundry, vacuum, things like that. So I don't have a lot of personal experiences. So I'll probably end up talking about Second Life quite a bit in the long run. But for now, as long as things keep happening, news-wise, whatnot, we can talk about those. But I think I may talk about Second Life in the next one. Not sure. Oh, wait. I'm about to sign out, and we haven't even seen what we're going to tow next. We are here in Poland. That's an interesting trailer. It's only 12 tons, but still. Where does it go? It goes to Iceland, where we've been. Well, we've been to all the cities in Iceland but one, and that's an airport, interestingly enough. So that's probably out. This goes to where we haven't been. Land distance is only 1,233 miles. Then we got the ferry distance of 665. So it'd be this short run, and then maybe like between here and here, and then complete it out. We also get a 27-ton concrete pipe, but that goes to where we've been. 47-ton Gaspard. That goes to a town we haven't been in yet. And it's not Gaspard, it's Gepard. Or Gepard. Gepard? I'm thinking this is going to be the trailer. At 1,104 kilometers, I may be able to do that in a single trip. But I don't know. We'll play it by ear, but I'm pretty sure that's the trailer we're going to take for the 47-ton Gaspard. Which is, again, going to be the Heh. Heh. Oh my. 87 tons. That's only 164 kilometers. And I don't know how interesting it's going to be, but if you think I'm going to pass up the chance to tow an 87-ton ICBM SS-27 sickle launcher, you're crazy. We'll just tack on another trailer run at the end of that. That's our next haul. Hey, don't do that. The 87-ton sickle launcher. Whoo! That's going to be interesting. I don't know, 13 speed? Should I stick with the 13 speed or move to the 18 speed? Yeah, it's only 164 kilometers. I'm going to stick with the 13 speed. And if it was long distance, I'd go with the 18 speed. Or if it was over 100 tons, if it was one of the 120 tons, man, yeah. Whew. All right. Anyways, folks, that's going to be me done for this episode. I hope you've been enjoying this as much as I've been enjoying bringing it to you. Until next time, it's going to be one big bug.